of this webinar. Uh, for those who were part of the first one, you can tell how impactful it was. And I'm very excited to be a part of the second one. I'm going to be your host. My name is Familayo Adetito. And the theme for this webinar is Unlocking Generative AI. And it's going to be an expert-led webinar. You can see the lineup of experts we have on ground. We have Professor Oyedunni Arulugun, the Vice Chancellor, Christian University at Abeokuta, Nigeria. We have Anifat Olawoyin, PhD, data science expert, Manitoba, Canada. And we also have Jeremiah Balogun, that's AI ML expert, Montezuma University, Nigeria. So you can already tell what we are about to learn. And the theme or the topic for today is Introduction to Generative AI, Exploring the Fundamentals and real-world applications. So welcome once again to this beautiful webinar. It's going to be on a monthly basis, by the way, and this is the second edition. But for December, it's not going to be happening this December until January. So it's something that, we expect you to look forward to every month. You want to be a part of this. And just for you to know, this particular one is to commemorate the World Entrepreneurship Day. So happy World Entrepreneurship Day to us, even though it's not today, but yes, we are using it to commemorate a day as this. Like I mentioned, we already have a lineup of things to do, of people who are going to speak and, other activities that we're going to, get involved in. And, in between, we would like you to introduce yourselves too, and maybe give a thumbs up to show that you're with us and your name. And of course, people can meet you from there as well. To start with, we're going to be having the welcome address from the Business Development Specialist, Ibadan Digital Academy here, in the person of Mr. Adeniji Damola. So let's welcome him with a clapping emoji, please. Thank you.
A very good morning to everyone, or I would say good day, depending on where you're joining from. I want to welcome you again to our monthly webinar. And on behalf of the CEO of Badon Digital Academy, on behalf of our CEO, Mr. Peter Ojo, the entire management team, I want to welcome you again. I will quickly do a rundown of what IDA is about. And thank you as you join me on this very brief journey. So I'm sharing my screen already. So IDA, we are shaping the future of Africa's digital workforce. And our vision is to make digital skills obtainable to everyone. And our mission is to empower people with the essential digital skills they need to thrive in their profession, career, and their business enterprise. We have very courses to allow you achieve this. We have for kids, we have coding for kids, full stack, software development, Python programming, mobile app development, data analysis, data science, cloud computing, DevOps, generative AI, basic digital literacy, cybersecurity, software testing, business analyst, digital marketing, digital publishing, and more to better sharpen your skills in the digital market world. We also have program focus for corporate bodies. We have corporate training, custom training for companies. We have individual training, open courses for professionals and students. We also do consultancy services, specialized guidance for digital transformation. And of course, we do tech solution for delivering solutions and tools for companies. And we have strategic partnership with much more than what I have on my screen. We have an affiliation with PMTT, a federal government program that is ongoing. We are affiliated to both of that, Oyo State. We have a relationship with NOI Society, CPN, and the National Business and Technical Examination Body, among others. I thank you. Okay, and okay, quickly, let me show you our academic calendar for next year. For the spring session will start February, and if you run, it's going to run between June to August. And of course, fall session will run between September to November. And our scorecard, we have trained over 500 people. The solution deployed more than 50 and counting, and consultations rendered. You have it on your screen. So thank you and welcome again. I can tell you are going to have a wonderful experience. So I will hand you over back to our host.
Apologies for the delay. Thank you, Mr. Adeniji Adedamola, for that welcome address. We can already tell how impactful this event is going to be. So if you are here, personally, I would say you're lucky to be here. And a big thank you to all the facilitators on ground. Thanks for coming, into the studio with us. Thanks for coming to join the event with us here to make sure that it's a very successful one. The next thing on the agenda, we're going to be starting with session 1, which is going to be focused on talking about what generative AI is and opportunities in generative AI. And we have our speaker who will be doing that for us, Anifat Olawoyin, PhD, data science expert, Manitoba, Canada, with us in a moment. But before then, I would like to read our profile. Okay. Sorry, let's just have our first session speaker, Anifat Olawoyin, PhD, data science expert, Manitoba, Canada. Please let's use a clapping emoji to signify that, we are welcoming her with so much love and warmth.
Thank you, everyone. Can you hear me? Let me confirm that you can hear me. Can somebody please confirm that?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, ma'am.
And can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, so let's begin. The topics we are dealing with is unlocking the features with generative artificial intelligence, also known as Gen AI. We want to unlock the feature. That is an interesting topic. But I will tell you that generative AI is not futuristic, it is here. So whether you are thinking about it in the future, it's already here with us. So I would say let's use the past and the present to know what we can do with it in the futures, because people have been doing wonderful things with generative AI already. So it's here. As fully introduced, my name is Anifat Olawoyin. I live here in Manitoba, Canada, and I have my PhD in computer science from the University of Manitoba. My past history is history. Don't waste your time with past history. I used to be in Nigeria for years before my family relocated in 2012. So let's go to what we're here to do. What is generative AI? Yeah, we can see the word generative, so it's purposely generating something. So let's start by defining what that AI is. It is artificial intelligence. And we can say is any form of information tool that is capable of performing tasks that is of human intelligence. That is, we want something to reason like human being. We want machine to reason like us. And that is artificial intelligence. And as I've said, it's not futuristic, it is here because we've been using it for years without knowing we are using generative AI. And as I present, I will let you know what are the driving forces, what is bringing it into limelight. Why are we shouting about it now? Scientists have used it for decades. The word artificial intelligence was first coined in the 50s by a group of scientists attending conference, and they are saying, oh, can we develop a machine that can think like us? So it's been available for decades, but scientists are improving on it every day, every now and then, and that is where we are right now. So it's a technology tools that enables a machine to simulate human learning, comprehensions, problem, decision-making, creativity, and autonomy. That autonomy is questionable because if we make machine to be autonomous, then we will be in trouble. AI is not new. It's been existing for decades and is here to stay and will continue to evolve. Example that you have seen before, you've been searching on Google for years. It is AI. And that's why I said scientists have been using it for decades. You've been using GPS for years. It is AI. You've been using smartphone. It is AI. Siri, Alexa, they are all made from AI model, one form of AI model or the other. They all use AI technologies. So then what is generative AI? From the word generative, it is generating something. So it's still an information tool that is capable of creating content. You can see where we are now. It's going from developing artificial intelligence, thinking like us. Now we've got to a stage where it's doing things like it's creating, it's thinking before, now it's creating. It's creating content, video, audio, image, text, report, and more. It's creating content. So it's no more only thinking, it can think and it can create content like us. It is a form of deep learning. It can create complex original content. You can imagine just ask AI ChatGPT, for example, that I want an introduction for a particular conference that is dealing with unlocking the future, and it will give you a content. Then that is where human being comes in. You need to now look at that content and tailor it to your own needs. So we can't leave AI to be autonomous because it will be disastrous for us. So we need to guide that AI. We need to guide it because we are the one who developed it in the first place. Example of an AI is generative pre-trained transformer, ChatGPT, Copilot, Foxpilot, GPT-4. All of them are a form of deep learning that we call transformer. I will not go into details of scientist part of it. As I've been saying, it's not new. They've been used for years by statistics, for numerical analysis. So what is now driving it? That is my next talk. What is driving it? Big data. That is the first thing I will talk about. Big data, very large volume of data that we are collecting today. As we are now, we are collecting data. We are all using smartphone, we are collecting data. So that's trust in smartphone, in sensors, in all those small devices, the trust that we've had in them, in using them, that has generated a lot of volume of data. Then what do we do with that data? Scientists keep thinking, oh, we have something, AI, that we call AI that is already thinking like us. Can we now make it to create content from this volume of data? So that is one of the questions that evolve that now bring out generative AI into limelight. I've said scientists have used it for years, but they are using it for consultancy, for numerical analysis. But now that they've seen that people have trusted, that trust is already existing in using small devices, in using sensor devices. Now, they now say, okay, what can we do with this volume of data that is going around? Can we find pattern? If you can see my background, that is a pattern. That is a pattern from a particular research. Can we find pattern? You can see that it's clumsy. The one I have my background is clumsy. If we give it to AI, it will tell me what each dot represents. That is, then we can then say generate content from this particular big data. So big data is the main driving force of generative AI because you need to train those chat GPT with large volume of data, very large volume of data. And since we have them flowing around, why not? And that is what brought generative AI into limelight. Then we have the enhanced computer power for training complex model. GPU, which is graphic processing unit, and tensor processing unit. If some of you are familiar with Python, you will see that you always use TensorFlow. Those powerful computer power are the one driving that is making it possible for generative AI to process that big data. Then we have efficient and scalable cloud infrastructures. Anywhere you are, you will know that those data that are being collected from your phone are storing somewhere, which is the cloud. They are being stored somewhere in the cloud. That scalable cloud infrastructures enables the GPU, TensorFlow to be able to work on big data and produce patterns and produce reasonable information from that big data that we are collecting. Then large-scale collaborative open source projects. ChatGPT starts from open source. Let's bring ourselves together. Let's do something. Let's be creative. Let's be innovative. So people are coming together to collaborate, to bring science into limelight, not leaving science in the lab anymore. So open source make it possible for generative AI to be what we know it as of today. So having dealt with driving forces, factors, what are the opportunities? I won't be talking about the challenges, about the issues. Somebody else will be handling that. But there are so many opportunities. We've said it's already thinking about us in the past, since the 50s. Then it started what? It started generating content for us. So how do we use it reasonably well to our own advantage? Example of how we can use it is voice to text for large word processing. If you're a publisher and you have a lot of typists, this and that, they complain about their back, they complain about their hand paining them, about their shoulder, and all sorts of things. You can try asking them to read the text. Even in Microsoft Word, you will see the icon dictate. You can see that AI is there with us. Even in Microsoft Word, AI is there. Even in this PowerPoint, I can dictate and it will continue to give it to you. So that is how powerful it is. If I share my screen, let me share another part of this. This is generative AI. I just want to give you an example of how powerful that we are saying it is here with us, and it is here with us. Sure, okay. Are you still seeing my screen? Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can still see it.
Okay, okay. So let's just try a simple one. I will just press dictate here. And as I talk, you can see it writing. That is the powerful nature of AI. It is in every Microsoft product right now. And once you start, if you take a textbook and you want to type those textbooks, you can start reading rather than typing. Rather than complaining about your wrist, your hand, just continue reading and dictate. This is an AI. It will continue to generate those contents for you. And as you do it, the other side of it is that as human, we need to go back and check what it has done. Don't just close it that, oh, it's done. No, that is the other side of AI. We need to go back and see and recheck that, has it done what I asked it to do? Is it the same thing? And that is what AI is all, generative AI is all about. It will generate content, but as human, we are the one who has done the wonderful work of making machine think like us, of making machine generate content for us. So we need to go back and let it do what? And let it do the right thing by what? Cross-checking, editing. So the process of publishing still remains the same. So before you pass it to editor, you need to check what you have typed to make sure that they are correct. And that is a simple example of AI. So let's go back to the presentation.
Hello, Ma.
Yes? Can you
Sorry,
see
we
my
didn't get the, yes, we could see the slide, but we could not see what you did exactly the other time, a few minutes
did you
ago.
see
Yes.
that is the, as I'm dictating is writing?
No, we didn't see that.
Okay. So let's do it again. Can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, so just let me know what's, can you see an empty screen
Yes.
that is saying click to add?
Not
So
yet.
there is, what are you seeing?
No. Now
The
we can see
first
the
slide.
slides again.
Oh, okay. So let me do this, stop sharing, then let's try again. So where is that presentation? PowerPoint, okay, share. So can you see this empty screen?
Yes.
Okay, so there is the word function. All I've said is being typed the other time. All I'm explaining. So the word, this function dictate is everywhere Microsoft product, Microsoft Office product. Can you see the word dictate that I'm pointing to?
Yes.
Okay, so if you click on dictate, and I keep talking, I will repeat the same thing, that rather than the typist typing, they can read a book. You can see it is typing everything I'm saying. And that is what I've said, that AI is here, is with us in Microsoft Word, in Microsoft Excel, in PowerPoint, everywhere in Microsoft Office. Just like you can tell Google Siri, search this for me. Within your Microsoft Word, you can do the same thing. All I'm saying is typing it for me. So just continue, other than a secretary or admin recording what, typing what people are saying in a meeting, just keep dictating, keep the word dictate, and it will record everything. It will type everything people are saying. Then what I've said is you need to go back and check what the system has done. Otherwise, it may be garbage in, garbage out. So it will create, generative AI will create content for you. But as human being, we need to go back and check it. That because we developed this machine, we say, oh, think like us, create content for us. So we need to go back and make sure that what he has done is the right thing. Otherwise, it may be garbage in, garbage out. So if I stop dictating, all I need to do is just to say I'm stopping dictating. So he stopped. So this is what we have from that discussion. So it's not stopping yet. Where is this? Okay, pause dictate. So it should stop. It recognizes the word pause. If you say pause, it will just stop the dictation. So you can see everything I've said has been written for us. But we need to go back and see that, is that what I asked you to do? And that is where human being comes in. So let's go back to our presentation. We've discussed about the driving factors. We've seen an example of automation, and that is the most advantage of generative AI, Any repetitive task that you do, you can automate it. So that is where the most advantage, because we have a lot of tasks now, because we have large volume of transaction, large volume of these in government parastatals, all these invoices, all those transactions can be automated. Invoice can be automated, scheduling can be automated, customer service can be automated through chat box, and we can create content for marketing as well using generative AI. There are so many more. Any repetitive task can be automated. Then we have medical image analysis. Before the image goes to the doctor, you can ask generative AI to analyze that medical image for you and give you preliminary results first. Then, as I've said, human beings still need to check. That is what we have. That is why we are human beings. We still need to check what it has done. But it has saved us a lot of time, a lot of headache in doing the typing, in doing the scheduling, in creating content ourselves. All we need to do is to edit what this machine has done for us. And it enhances business decision making because we have a lot of data. We don't know what those data are from. Sometimes people do it quarterly. Now you can do it daily with generative AI because it will continue to generate patterns from your big data for you, and it will help you in making being proactive in your decision making rather than being reactive to decision making. Then research, we are using generative AI for so many things. The most recent I personally have used it for is for privacy preserving research. You want to produce indistinguishable data from a particular data set so that information are preserved, privacy are preserved. You can use generative AI for it. An example of that generative AI is what we call Generative Advisory Network, GAN. So there are so many more of opportunity in generative AI right now that people are using, and into the futures, people can continue to use it. So for 2 minutes, let's watch this together, this video together to summarize what. Are you seeing my screen, or I need to?
We can see your screen, but we haven't seen
your screen.
So can you see it now?
We can only see you now. It's empty. We can see your screen and it's empty.
It's playing
Okay,
now.
yes, we can see it now.
We can see
you too.
We can see it.
Could you please increase the volume, Ma?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, thank
My
you.
kids are sleeping here.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
You can copy the link. I will send the product to you guys. You can copy the link.
Okay.
You can copy the link and use it later.
Right, Ma.
Ma, please, can we have your contact?
We'll share that later, please. Thank you.
Okay. So you can copy the link, and you can watch it later at your own leisure time. It summarizes what I've said so far, how it can create content, and how we need to be checking it once all the time, not once in a while. Check whatever machine has done for you to make sure
It's that. And, to buttress what she has talked about, it's important for us to know that this is not just a movement that is all about Ibadan Digital Academy. It's actually a worldwide trend. The fact that, AI, particularly emphasis on generative AI now, is being a topic. And recently it was even in the news when, the IMF, International Monetary Fund, was talking about how AI had huge potential to boost growth and efficiency. That's according to Kristalina Georgieva. So just to tell us that it is something that we have to key into. But by the way, let's start, getting our questions together so that she can respond to them at once. So please type your questions so that she can respond to them together. Please, we can do that now. So I was speaking about the fact that it's actually a global trend, and it's something as important as, it's very important that we actually key into it now. It's just like social media. When social media came, it was looking like, okay, it's not going to be it and everything. But we can tell that now we can almost not do anything without social media. Before now, we used to have the local televisions and everything being the medium to pass message across. But now that's like even like 10 or 20% of what you can use. Social media is really, really global, really, really worldwide. And she was talking about how you can actually use them to shorten tasks, repetitive tasks. So to show that people who have complex things to do, you have to hire people to do this, hire people to do that. You can actually key into the world of AI. So let's keep the questions coming so that, you know, she can respond to them. Okay, you could also raise your hands, show your hands if you want to ask questions so that you can be granted access to speak. Thank you. We're waiting for your questions. Okay, Mr. Bakari Mubin, you want to ask questions?
Can I go ahead?
Yes, please go ahead.
Well, thank you very much, Madam. Let me also start by thanking Dr. Anifat for that brief and very brilliant presentation. I have two questions. Number one is to the organizers. Please, will you be sharing all the slides ahead of the webinar with us so that we know whether you have to be jotting or just to wait and get everything at the end of the day? Second is to the presenter, Dr. Anifa. She spoke about one of the benefits, which is of Gen I, which is issue of automation, and she put it into practice while she was dictating, and the computer was getting it typed on the script. When she was doing that, I was just thinking of my auntie who is a typist. What would be our future in terms of our profession, in terms of being a typist, you know? I don't know how she can be able to adapt and see what are the also opportunity for professionals that are working around this area, like for example, a typist. How can generative AI assist them in their profession rather than taking them out of the profession? Thank you very much.
Thank you for this question. I really appreciate that, Mr. Bakari Mubi. We are talking about displacement, job displacement for typists. Typists have been in existence for decades, just like AI has been in existence for decades. And their jobs keep evolving just the same way AI keep evolving from being AI to generative AI now. So I would say their job will evolve because let me cite an example. When I was back in Nigeria, I used to work for a publishing company and they have typists. And when I joined, one of the project that I led was computerization project. We transitioned all these typists from typing on the typewriter to using computer system. We trained them on how to use Microsoft Word. Then they used to use Publisher. There is a product called Publisher then. Or now they use Publisher and all sorts of things. So they evolve and they are all doing they continue to do their job typing, which is, so the same thing here. So they need to evolve as the world is evolving. They too will move towards using what? Using generative AI. Your auntie can simply, rather than typing in Word, they can simply dictate to Word and then check that content to see that it is the right thing that has been done. So their job is protected because they will still continue to be the one to check that AI has done the right thing for them. Because as I've said, it has come to make our life easier. So rather than your auntie complaining about my hand is paining me, my shoulder is paining me, my back is doing this, that will be gone. So it will help your auntie to be more efficient in her work. Rather than typing for 5 hours, you can dictate for maybe 1 hour or 20 minutes. I've seen an example within my household. My son was given an assignment and they asked to write maybe 5 pages of whatever. So, and the teacher said, you can use anything. My son used the word dictate in Microsoft Word, and within an hour, he said, I'm done. I was like, what have you done? He said, I only dictate to the computer and it helped me to type. So, okay, now go back and read it and see that it is correct. So that is what your auntie will need to do. They will dictate to the system and they will now go back and read it to make sure that it has done the right thing. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ma. We have another question, and the person says that, just a moment. This person says, although generative AI has many positives, but don't you think it will make people, don't you think it will, please hold on, I have an issue with the screen. Okay, so don't you think it will make people lazy when one relies on AI to perform tasks that one can simply do oneself? Then the other question, because I want to read out the question that you can respond once and for all. Thank you, Dr. Anifat, for the eye-opening presentation. My question is, what are your reservations about the potential threat of AI in the future? For example, some experts anticipate, hold on a moment, some experts anticipate that AI infrastructure will eventually begin to update or improve its models, allowing it to become self-managed or autonomous. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for those questions. Somebody said it will make people become lazy. No, I disagree with that. Sorry. It will make people become more intelligent, more creative, more knowledgeable, because rather than using 10 days to type a textbook, if they can use 2 days, then business will continue to think of how do we make use of their time. So that creativity will come in. Business continue to think further that, oh, now that you can do 10 days job in 2 days, what can we use to occupy this person's time? So business thinking will start coming in. The person they can't fake it, because once you start using it, then business should continue to collect data about how efficient, what are those efficiency that this thing is bringing in. So rather than laying off, because, oh, you cannot produce what you can produce in 10 days, in 2 days, rather than laying off staff, there are attrition process. Some people will retire and they will go like that, and rather than replacing them, you can continue to use the existing staff because they are more efficient. But rather than, because when we say, oh, if you don't replace those staff, what about the new generation? How would they get work? It's creativity. The business can now create different lines of business to recruit people. So they will not recruit people for typing anymore, because existing people will continue to be able to create and be able to deliver efficiently. Rather than, but now let's assume that they are publishing 10,000 before, they now want to publish 20 million or whatever. They will need more people, definitely. So people will continue to evolve as AI is continuing to evolve. That is the way the world itself is made of. It's dynamic. And that dynamic nature of the world is that once things change, people will change along with it because they depend on it for their survival. So that is so it will not make people lazy, it will make them more creative. That is where I would put it. Then for the second one, we are talking about the threat. I think the next presenter will be talking about the threat about AI, but simply put, because we are the one who human being develop AI machine, so we know the solution to the machine's problem. That is one thing. That autonomous is yet to be seen. We can't make it autonomous in a way that it will be disastrous to us. So there will be check and balances, because all of these things we are saying, if the machine is just listening to our command, if this person type ABC, give him the answer ABC. If this person do this, do this. So we are the one commanding the machine. And as such, it can't be autonomous. There is no way it can be autonomous. If we leave it to be autonomous, it will be disastrous. Let me give you an example. Imagine that we don't have a pilot again because, oh, we want the machine is now autonomous, it can fly plane. Can you imagine that? No, it's not possible. We can't eliminate pilot. Somebody still need to guide that machine. Otherwise, it will be disastrous. We've seen some plane crash recently all around the world because of small change in autonomous, and they need to retrain their pilot to be able to guide this new software, new model, to be able to guide it. Otherwise, it is disastrous. We can't be autonomous. That 100% autonomous is not possible for here. I will say that. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ma. We really appreciate that. That's all the questions we'll be taking for now. Please, you can keep your questions, note them down, and if possible, even type them so that if she has to respond later, she'll be able to get to it. We really appreciate you for, speaking on that. Next thing on the agenda now, in order not to waste any more of our time, is to invite our professor, that's in person of Professor Oyedunni Arulogun, the Vice Chancellor, Chrisland University, Abeokuta, Nigeria, who happens to be the keynote speaker, and she's going to be speaking on entrepreneurship in a rapidly changing digital world. But before then, it's important that we give honor to whom honor is due. So I'm going to be reading a profile, and I tell you, this is fully packed, and I hope that we're able to even get into everything that is on the list. Like, I am super impressed. So Professor Oyedunni Arulogun, BEd, MEd, MPH, PhD, is a foremost health promotion and education specialist with over 20 years of experience at the University of Ibadan, Nigeria. She has a broad background in speech pathology, audiology, and health promotion and education, with specific training and expertise in speech rehabilitation after stroke, delayed speech development in children, qualitative studies, community engagement activities, capacity building and monitoring. She has carried out research using mixed methods. And as a trailblazer, she is the first female professor of health promotion and education at the University of Ibadan, the first female to become the Dean of the Faculty of Public Health at the University of Ibadan, and the first female university orator of the 75-year-old Premier University, the University of Ibadan. This achievement of ours, further solidifies our trailblazing career and our invaluable contributions to academia. She has received training from all over the world, USA, South Africa, name it. And yes, she holds fellowship with the Royal Society of Public Health in the UK, the African Institute of Public Health, and Institute of Classical Entrepreneurship in Nigeria. Professor Arulogun is an avid researcher of international repute. She has served as principal investigator, co-principal investigator, or co-investigator on several internally and externally funded projects and grants, including MacArthur Foundation, World Health Organization, Unilever, National Institute of Health, National Agency of Control of AIDS, World Bank, University of Ibadan Senate Research Grants, and Bill and Melinda Gates supported University of Ibadan Center for Reproductive Health. She possesses excellent administrative, verbal communication, and writing skills, along with constructive and effective teaching method that promotes a stimulating learning environment. She has contributed significantly in various capacities at the University of Ibadan. And, there is a whole lot that, we can talk about. And recently, on May 5, 2023, she was appointed as the University Orator with effect from May 1st, 2023, for a period of 3 years. And she is one of the 2 Senate representatives on the Governing Council of the University of Ibadan. Please, let's, with a clapping emoji, welcome the Vice Chancellor, Chrisland University, Professor Shola Professor Shola Professor Shola Oyedunni. Sincere apologies for that. Welcome aboard, Ma.
Thank you very much. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ma.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hear you.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you for the citation. It's appreciated. I want to thank the organizers for inviting me to share my thoughts. I'll share my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am, we can see it.
Okay. So I'll be sharing my thoughts on entrepreneurship in a rapidly changing digital world. So the purpose for this webinar, to my understanding, is for us to be able to appreciate the impact of digital transformation on entrepreneurship, explore strategies to thrive in a rapidly evolving digital economy, share insights on leveraging technology for innovation. And my presentation will be looking at digital revolution and the impact on entrepreneurship. We'll be looking at opportunities in the digital age. Dr. Lawoyi had shown us the beauty of AI and what it can do to help us improve on our productivity. We will look at challenges because every good thing has its own challenges. And then how do we overcome those challenges? And we look at tools and strategies for success. So when we talk about digital revolution, there are key changes in the digital era. One, we are moving from the normal way we do our work to remote work and virtual collaboration. The whole world didn't know this was possible until COVID-19 came. So the issue of remote work became a key thing in our day-to-day work. Also, virtual collaboration. I'm not with you, Dr. Lawoyi is not with you, but we are talking together. Also, there is a rise in e-commerce and digital marketplaces. Many of us sit in the comfort of our homes and we order goods. The goods come to us. We do online payments. Also, there is proliferation of data and artificial intelligence. So when we talk about digital era, we are looking at an era of disruption. It's disrupting the usual way in which we do things. And this is what the digital era is doing. The Uber in transportation. Before, it's unheard of that there's an app, you just say where you are going and the car comes to pick you up. So the traditional industries are being redefined by digital solutions. And what does that mean to all of us? It means for us to stay relevant in the competitive market, we also have to have a change in mindset, meeting the expectations of digitally savvy consumers. So if we have a business, for example, or even a school, whatever we are doing now, and we are not looking at the digital aspect of it, we are going to lose out. So it's gradually becoming our way of life. So what are the opportunities in the digital age? Global reach. It enables businesses to connect to global audiences. There are many of us, we've never been to China, but we order things from China. We've never been to the US. We've never been to Italy, but we are doing digital businesses. Even our research collaborators, many of them we never met physically. But here we are connecting with them. Also, the digital age brings about opportunities for innovation. And we have examples in health tech, ed tech, fintech, green tech. Dr. Lawoyi showed us what the digital age is doing on Microsoft Word, and it cuts across different mobile digital spaces. Also, another opportunity is that it reduces the barrier to entry the markets, the business space. Without the digital revolution, a lot of struggle, you need a lot of resources to break into the business space. But with digital revolution, the barriers are reducing. It provides affordable tools and platforms to starting a business. Also, it also affords us digital monetization models We can subscribe to services online. We can do online courses. We can be an influencer marketing. And that is what things like TikTok and all of that are doing. And with the digital age comes emerging technologies. We've heard about generative AI this morning, blockchain, Internet of Things, and the metaverse offering us new opportunities. However, there are challenges. One of the challenges is the overwhelming pace of change. Before the end of the week, something new had come up. So there's a difficulty keeping up with new trends and tools. Another key challenge with the digital revolution is cybersecurity risk. How do we protect our customer data? How can we protect our data? How can we ensure that the page we are visiting, there's not going to be a breach? How can we ensure that nobody is going to hack into our account as we are doing online transactions? So there are cybersecurity risks. Also, the digital skills gap. We know there are two different generations. We have the Gen Z that are so tech savvy. And then we have some of us that they refer to as old school. And so there's this digital skills gap for many of us that don't belong to the Gen Z world. And so there's lack of expertise in using advanced tools and platforms. Another challenge is increased competition. Because there's ease of entering markets, easily the market will go into saturation. And what that means is that we need to be on our toes. We need to keep thinking of, how do I do it differently? How can I innovate? How can I break through this Red Sea? Another challenge is adaptability. Managing sudden disruptions like algorithm changes or economic shifts. So what are the tools and strategies for success? If we would thrive in the digital revolution space, we need to embrace lifelong learning. We need to stay updated with online courses, webinars, industry news. And that's why we were asking Dr. Olawoni that we were not seeing her screen, because she was showing us something that many of us never looked at on our PowerPoints or on our Microsoft Word documents. So we need to embrace lifelong learning. Also, we need to leverage digital tools. And so we need to know these tools that relate with our profession or our field of operation. There are many of them. For those of us in marketing, we need to be aware about Canva, Google Analytics. For sales, Shopify, WooCommerce, Stripe. We need to leverage on digital tools. So as we are embracing lifelong learning, we need to also know about the digital tools in our field of operation. We also need to build a strong online presence using social media. We can, through our social media handles, strategically connect with audiences. Even in the academia, we hear every year there's the rate universities, which one comes first. The social media connection is playing a key role in some of those rankings. We need to optimize our websites for user experience. We also need to be able to utilize data. We need to implement analytical tools to make informed decisions. In the digital revolution space, we need data. We need to continuously ask ourselves, how am I doing? Where is the gap? Where do I need to put in effort? We need to also track our consumer behavior and market trends. Now, these products that I have, and when I mention product, I'm not only talking about something to sell. If I'm a consultant, I have a product in my hands. If I'm a teacher, I have a product in my hand. If I'm a web designer, I have a product in my hand. Whatever we do, we have a product. Now, who are the consumers for the product that I have? How are they behaving now? Are they going to still ask for what I have? Or they are moving? What is the market trend? So we need to understand this data and use it to revamp the products that we have. Also, to succeed in digital revolution age, we need to network with digital communities. We need to join online fora, attend virtual conferences, connect with mentors. So I'm going to share real-life success stories in the digital revolution as far as Nigeria is concerned. We have fintech companies in Nigeria, and Nigeria is emerging or has emerged as fintech hub in Africa, with companies providing innovative financial services. We have the Flutterwave. I met the CEO of Flutterwave some weeks back. I mean, if he passes by you, you will know he's the owner of Flutterwave. And Flutterwave offers payment solutions for businesses, allowing them to receive payments globally. We have the Paystack. Many of us have used this. We have OPay. Many of us migrated to OPay. In the last cashless policy, we needed money. We had money in the bank. We were not having access to our money. So OPay, a mobile payment platform providing financial services, including loans and savings, alongside its e-wallet services, emerged as a child of necessity. We also have Money Points. I usually joke that Money Points has won the hearts of many business people, because when they ask you, when you buy something, they ask you, are you doing a transfer? And if you say yes, you ask them for the bank they're using. Almost like 98% of them will mention Money Points. And I said, Money Point has succeeded in harvesting a huge chunk of customers. And Money Point is a fintech company providing digital payments and banking solutions across Africa. In October 2024, Money Point secured $100 million in funding from investors, including Google, achieving unicorn status with a valuation exceeding $1 billion. We also have e-commerce platforms, successful e-commerce platforms, Jumia, and Jumia is often referred to as Amazon of Africa. So we order things on Jumia. Konga is another major e-commerce platform catering to Nigeria consumers with electronics, fashion. Then we have Trade Depot, which connects trade retailers with wholesalers and distributors via a digital platform. We have the EdTech startups like ULesson, which provides digital learning resources tailored for African students. We have Tutoria, also connecting learners with qualified tutors. And we have Gradely, which offers AI-powered personalized lesson solutions for students and schools. We also have AI, digital technology in logistics business, in transportation system. We have the Bolt. The Bolt is a ride-hailing service offering transportation solutions across Nigeria. We have the Gokada, which is Gokada from Okada, which provides logistics services and ride-hailing for bikes, now pivoted to last mile delivery services. And we have the Max NG, which focus on mobility and logistics using motorcycles, providing both passenger and delivery services. Then in the agri sector, we also have Farm Crowdy, which connects farmers with investors, enabling individuals to sponsor farms and share in profits. We have Thrive Agric, which provides farmers with technology, finance, and market access to improve productivity. We have Relief, which uses technology to process raw agricultural produce for the food industry. And we have many of these fintechs that are at the startup level that they keep improving upon before launching them into the market. Of course, in the entertainment and the media world, we have Iroko TV, we have Boomplay, we have AfriTickets, we have TV Africana, and a host of others. In the real estate, we have the Fiber NG, which offers flexible rent payment solution for tenants. We have Split, which is a subscription-based housing platform that allows tenants to pay monthly instead of yearly. We have Property Pro, which is a digital platform for buying, selling, and renting property. So in other words, Nigeria's digital economy businesses span diverse sectors, addressing critical challenges while leveraging technology for growth and innovation. And these companies are not only transforming their respective industries, but also contributing significantly to economic development. And so as I round off my presentation, there is a call to action for all of us, because we've been told this morning that whether we like it or not, digital revolution is here to stay. There's nothing we can do about it. And so I have a call to action for all of us, irrespective of where we find ourselves. For those of us who are entrepreneurs, and it doesn't matter which field we are operating, be it agri, technology, education, entertainment industry, we need to begin integrating digital tools into our business model. If we don't do that, then we are going to lose out. So there's a call for action for all of us to leverage technology, to leverage digital tools. And what that means is that we need to reach out and learn. We need to ask questions. We need to experiment with at least one emerging technology in our field. For those of us who are aspiring to become entrepreneurs or to develop and further sharpen our entrepreneurial mindset, we need to identify a problem in the digital economy that we will be providing solution, because the world of success is the world of identifying a gap and filling that gap. We need to start small with digital platforms like Etsy, YouTube, or Upwork. And I have a quote here for all of us. And the quote is, digital transformation is not a product, it's a journey. Like where I started from, it is a lifelong journey. And so that we are in the digital revolution, it means we are on a steady journey. There is no destination. We keep on that journey. And so key takeaways from my presentation for all of us is that the digital era is reshaping entrepreneurship, is reshaping the way we do our day-to-day activities. As a lecturer, I am in an educational space. How would I deploy the digital technology to reshape how I teach, or how I relate with my students, or how I supervise my students? If I am in business, how do I deploy digital technology to reshape the way I do my business in terms of doing my audience analysis, segmenting my market? So one thing for all of us, the digital era is reshaping entrepreneurship, and we need to be aware of that. Another key takeaway for all of us is that opportunities are vast, but it requires adaptability and learning. Anyone who is averse to change cannot thrive in a digital revolution space. Thank you very much. Over.
Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate. And honestly, that was a thoughts-provoking presentation. We appreciate you, Professor
Thank you.
Oyedoni Arulogun. And it's so inspiring to see a woman head the academic sector and, be filled with so much knowledge, especially as regards technology. When we see other people, we are quick to assume, like you mentioned earlier, that they are the ones that are behind when it comes to technology. But I'm sure everyone here would agree with me that looking at the slides, from the curation of the slides to the content, to the quotes, to the presentation, we can all tell how vast you are, even when it comes to this issue of technology. Thank you so much once again, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. So if you have questions, please note them down. We're not going to take the questions now. We're going to take them as almost the last thing we're going to be doing today. So please just keep dropping your questions so that she can take note of them. We all can take note of them and then get back with the answers. Would appreciate that. And also, please would like you to introduce yourselves in the comment section as well. Your name and, where you've joined from, maybe from Nigeria, South Africa, wherever you've joined from, just let us know in the comment section. Our next thing on the agenda, but before then, it's important that we'll let you know that here at Ibadan Digital Academy, she mentioned the challenge of, digital literacy. We are trying to bridge that. So if you're looking at, where to come, to come in to get these things done, Digital Academy, but the Digital Academy is definitely where you want to be. You can reach out even after this meeting, and I'm sure that the team will be there to answer you. Another thing is for SMEs, medium scale business owners and everything. But the Digital Academy also helps you with creating tools and things that make your business easy and digitally inclined. So you also want to reach out after this meeting. Our next item on the list is to invite the next person for the next session, who is going to be talking on real-world application of generative AI, responsible AI usage, ethics, security, and practical considerations, in person of Mr. Jeremiah Balogun, AI/ML expert, Mountain Top University, and data science mentor or facilitator at the Ibadan Digital Academy in Nigeria. Let me briefly read his profile, his citation for us. Mr. Jeremiah Balogun is a seasoned academic and researcher with a strong background in artificial intelligence, that's AI, and machine learning, ML. He holds a faculty position in the Department of Computer Science and Mathematics at Mountain Top University, Nigeria, where he specializes in integrating cutting-edge AI and ML technologies into various disciplines. His dedication to teaching and research has made him a respected figure in both academic and professional circles. Through his work, he continues to contribute to the growth and application of AI technologies. With a passion for teaching, Mr. Balogun imparts knowledge in data science at the Ibadan Digital Institute, training students in modern data-driven approaches to problem solving. An active contributor to the academic community, Mr. Balogun has published numerous research papers in peer-reviewed journals, focusing on AI-driven technologies and machine learning algorithms. His work has helped bridge the gap between theoretical AI models and practical applications in diverse fields. Please, with a clapping emoji, let's welcome Mr. Jeremiah Balogun. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes, I'd like to confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. I want to share my screen. Permit me to do that. I want to appreciate the organizers of this program for giving me the opportunity to come before you and share my thoughts on real life applications of generative AI. And first and foremost, before I begin my slide presentation, I want to present a video.
Please, we cannot hear the video. The volume is low, quite low.
Yeah, we can't hear the video, please.
Okay. I think I know where the problem is coming from.
Hello there, I'm Jeremiah.
Okay, I think
Today
you
I
have
will be
to
sharing
click-
wonderful
All
insights
right.
about generative AI and its relevance to entrepreneurs. Do join me in this remarkable journey. Let's go.
All right, so the video I just showed to us is a simple demonstration of how generative AI can be applied in the real world environment. Now, the video you see is not real. The human being in the video is not a real life person. It is an AI generated video that was based on inputs that were provided as text and then using a particular software. And the result of that input is the video that you are seeing. A lot of videos that we have been seeing in TikToks, Instagram Reels, and the likes, which most of us may confuse to be real life videos, are actually generated using this type of technology. So today, I'll be talking on exploring the fundamentals and the real world applications of generative AI. So already I have been introduced. I'm a lecturer, I'm a mentor, I'm an academic coach, data scientist. I have a number of publications that have been published in book chapters, journal articles, and I have made numerous conference presentations. Here is a snapshot of my Google Scholar profile and my Scopus profile with my Open Researcher Contribution ID embedded. So naturally, it would be proper to define a number of terms. However, my earlier presenter had already done justice on that, on what exactly is generative AI. Well, generative AI involves a combination of two things, generative and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence has already been defined as any technology that can simulate what a human expert can do. But in the concept of generative AI, it is all about generating something new based on a provided input. Most times the input is usually text-based information. Sometimes the input could be an image. Sometimes the input could be a document. And these can be used to generate outputs such as text, images, or code. Most generative AI are dependent on a number of technologies, and these technologies involve the use of what are called neural networks. And neural networks are inspired by the workings of the human brain. And a lot of developments have occurred in the area of neural networks development, and they have extended to the development of what we call deep learning algorithms. In today's world, deep learning algorithms have now become very much available and useful, especially with the availability of GPUs and TPUs, which have been popularly provided by a company like NVIDIA. So what exactly are what we call generative adversarial networks? Now, this is one of the backbone technologies upon which generative AI are dependent upon. And this particular technology involves the combination of two types of neural network models. We have what is called the generator and what is called the discriminator. Now, the job of the generator is to derive some form of data from random information, and then the job of the discriminator is to determine whether that information is fake or real. The whole idea is to continue training the machine until the generator is able to fool the discriminator into thinking that something that is fake is real. And a lot of applications have involved image generation, image to image translation. Image to image translation can involve us providing a particular image and then making some form of modifications to that particular image. Other applications involve data augmentation, style transfer, super resolution, and medical data analysis. Today, one very popular technology that we have found around us that has involved the combination and the use of most generative adversarial networks and transformers is what we refer to as the generative prepaid transformer, popularly called GPT. A lot of us, when we hear the word GTP, what comes to our mind directly is the chat GPT. But one thing I have to emphasize is that GPT is not just chat GPT. Chat GPT is just one of the implementations of GPT. And what GPT does is that it takes advantage of a field of artificial intelligence, which involves the use of natural language processing. So, what is natural language? Natural language is the human language that we use to speak and communicate. It could be present in text, it could be present in what we say, and these algorithms can be used to analyze these models. The beauty about these models is that they involve a huge number of parallel transformers that can be used to analyze natural languages and contain a number of billions to millions of parameters that are being estimated. I would not want to go down into a lot of technicalities in order not to create some form of confusion. But what you need to understand is that the major characteristics involve the presence of a transformer architecture, an unsupervised pre-training environment, and it has generative capabilities. Applications of GPT involve text generation, machine translation, text summarization, and in answering questions and generating code. A very easy example of the implementation of GPT is the chat GPT, which can be used to generate any form of text. Provide a particular prompt, and following the prompt, the system is able to respond, giving you a number of responses. Now, but there's one thing we need to understand, that this machine, in as much as they have the ability to generate information, it has the tendency to make mistakes. And that is why over time, you notice that an upgrade is being made to the machine. So you begin to see things like ChatGPT version 3, and presently we have the ChatGPT version 4. So why does generative AI matter? Well, whether we like it or not, just like as the previous speakers have said, generative AI is here to stay, vis-a-vis digital technologies. And what they provide is an opportunity for business owners and entrepreneurs to be able to create new ways of innovation, optimizing, and scaling their business ventures. So people usually get scared about the concept of these technologies. Will the availability of these technologies, would they take away my job? Would that mean that people who do not have access to this technology will not matter? No. What it basically means is that the people who are in those jobs, especially routine jobs, just have to scale up in their skill set. You would still need human beings to run all these solutions. These solutions can't work on their own. We need human beings to provide the prompts to develop these solutions and apply these solutions in the real world environment. So areas where we see this opportunity involved in the area of innovation and creativity. Generative AI empowers entrepreneurs to develop novel products and services. Imagine the need of creativity and innovation and having to crack your brain in getting innovative. But with the use of generative AI, the need to do this is being scaled down a little bit, because now you have like what we call a digital assistant that has the knowledge that you need in order to scale up on whatsoever it is that you need to think about. Probably you want to write a story and there is no motivation or an inspiration on what kind of story do you want to write. All you just have to do is just go into a generative AI technology like ChatGPT or the likes and just provide a backdrop or a plot of the story, and voila, the results are being presented by the solution. So example tools, like I said, ChatGPT, DAL-E, all these assist in the area of brainstorming ideas, writing scripts, and creating unique visual content. I said something earlier on that one of the areas where GPT has been developed from is what we call conversational AI, which means these systems are not just there for you to ask questions. You can actually engage in a conversation with these machines. These machines would interact with you just the same way a normal human being would be interacting with you because of the information that has been asked. It has the capability to take note of previous questions that has been asked during a session that has been created, and within that particular flow, the consistency of the discussion can be maintained. Another benefit is in the area of cost efficiency because automated time-consuming tasks such as content creation, data analysis, and customer service can be very can be very challenging, especially for companies that are startups or small-scale business enterprises. Leveraging the availability of all these generative AI technologies will make the development of these solutions much faster and easier without the need of probably employing professionals within that field. For example, using the Jasper AI, companies can generate marketing content that can be used to save the time and resource that are needed in developing them compared to the need of applying traditional methods that will require the use of experts. Another area is in scalability. You spend less and you increase your profits because now the whole idea of having to pay someone to do the job is out of the way. So all you just need is to apply the solution and get the job done. It's like back in the days when companies used to provide web services. Most companies will have to develop an on-site information service center where there's a web server, there's the application server, they employ IT experts to be able to manage and maintain these systems. But today, in the digital world, we now have cloud-based solutions that allow you to be able to make use of these services online because you actually need internet to be able to use these services without the presence of these technologies physically available within your environment. So the whole idea of minimizing the cost of purchasing these devices is out of the way. The cost of power for powering these devices is out of the way. The maintenance cost of maintaining the integrity of these machines is also being removed out of the way. And as a result of that, we have, for example, e-commerce platforms that can use AI services to be able to personalize customer recommendations and drive our sales. Also, other areas is in marketing differentiation. So businesses leveraging generative AI can also stand out because it provides a competitive advantage. So you can be able to generate all types of product designs. Imagine the whole trouble of having to get a product designer to be able to design certain products for you when you do not have the means or the costs to be able to cover such services. Generative AI solutions can be available for you to be able to do quick mock-ups of such prototypes. Examples can involve the use of Canvas AI design tools to do this. Also, is the area of accessible expertise. So it democratizes access to high-level expertise, especially for the small-scale businesses, which I had mentioned earlier. So softwares like Synthesia can be used to create professional videos without requiring videographers. Like the video I presented to us earlier before I started my presentation was developed using Synthesia. Yes, the video shows a lady who says she's Jeremiah, and we all know that that is not Jeremiah, and that is because I'm using a free service on that platform. And what we must know is that most of these services give you the opportunity to try out their services for free. However, there are financial obligations that are required for you to be able to take full advantage of all these services. So the first part of this lecture, I'm going to be discussing the real world applications of generative AI, and then I will move into my browser and then show you a number of generative AI solutions that we can use and take advantage of in performing certain action. So the very first area of interest, especially to entrepreneurs, is in the area of content creation and marketing. Now, creating content is a very, very challenging environment, especially for business owners, because your content is very, very important, whether it is for a blog post, or whether it's for your website, or whether it's for a promotional video, or whether it's for an article, or whatever it is that you are creating. Creating content can be very, very challenging. And there are expert copywriters in the field that do this. Most copywriters in the field can also take advantage of these tools in order to improve their delivery and output. So it's not like we are saying the automated copywriting tools that are available are only just available to the entrepreneurs, but they can also be used by the experts who are in the field. The advantage of using these solutions would simply mean that the ability to produce your solutions is being accelerated. However, just like as Professor had said, it is very, very important for the expert to still review whatsoever has been created by that solution in order to ensure that what has been provided is consistent with the necessary information. And examples can involve generating personalized email marketing campaigns, or market ads, or blog posts, and what have you. There are various softwares that are available to do this. Then on social media, we see a lot of content being created, and we wonder how a lot of these contents are being generated. Don't be fooled. There are quite a number of content that you would see, and they are not real. And it would only take an expert in AI to determine if this particular content is real or not, especially in in most social networks. So we have softwares like Buffer, Hootsuite, they all integrate AI. There was a particular video that was trending some time ago that showed Trump dancing with Putin, and they were dancing to one of these South African amapiano tunes, and people were wondering that what is going on here? Trump and Putin dancing to amapiano. But ironically, those who are familiar with the concept of generative AI could be able to tell that this is not a real video. It's just a video that is taking advantage of generative AI to just provide a form of entertainment to Americans. Other areas of content creation and marketing includes the area of brand storytelling. It can also allow business owners to be able to create beautiful and compelling narratives that align with their brand identity, and ensuring that the message is consistent across the various channels that they use in sending such information. So imagine a company like Coca-Cola using artificial intelligence to create personalized marketing campaigns. Now, when we say personalized, it means that there is a sort of market segmentation taking place here. So they are able to identify the various targeted markets that they want to provide the solution to. So if they are creating marketing campaigns for students, the kind of story or the solution that they are providing, or the kind of message that they are providing to students, is totally different to the kind of solution that they are providing to adults, to business owners, or to say restaurants and the likes. So what are the practical benefits of this? It saves time and reduces the cost of hiring extensive creative teams. And it also enhances the personalization of content, and it also helps in increasing the engagement of our customers. Another important area is in the design and visualization of media. Generative AI can be used in automating graphic design. There are a lot of software tools like DALL-E, Canva Pro, to mention a few, that can be used to create logos, posters, or infographics that are tailored to specific themes depending on the business needs of the enterprise that is showcasing this solution. And as a result of that, companies or startups, emphasis on startups can use AI to design their branding materials within just a few minutes. Video editing and creation can also be done, just like as we saw in the earlier one, and other softwares that can be used to do that includes the use of Runway and Pictory. We also can simulate virtual environments that can allow people to have an immersive virtual experience in which people can be allowed to or showcase various products that they need. For example, imagine a furniture company that is creating all forms of furniture, and customers require them to probably perform a kind of interior design for different areas in their houses. Now, there are AI technologies that can allow us to be able to take advantage of immersive tools like virtual reality solutions to create a realistic experience of the interior decor of their living room, of their kitchen, of their bedroom. And all they just need to do is wear the head mounted display, and before you know it, the user is immersed within the environment. The user can walk around and see the setting of their living room, of their bedroom, with the respective furnitures that are provided by the various companies. Just like I said, I have here a furniture startup can create virtual showrooms using AI generated 3D models. So what are the advantages of these? It reduces dependency on the professional designers, especially with startups that have limited budgets. And it also accelerates the time to market for visual branding efforts. Imagine having to move all these items, or even for the people to move from one location to the other. In a snap of a finger, just get into the environment, take whatever it is that they need, whatever device that they need to engage with the environment, and before you know it, they are interacting with the environment. Also, in the area of business process automation, generative AI can also be used to improve business process automation. One example is the area of customer service automation. We can apply the use of GPT models to create chatbots and virtual assistants, which can be used to handle customer queries and complaints 24/7. We've seen all these solutions in a lot of softwares that we use online, banking software, loan software, fintech solution, e-commerce software, in which even when the human customer representative is not available, we have the AI chatbot being made available. One of my final year students worked on the development of an AI-driven solution that actually simulates the behavior of a mental health expert. And the whole idea was to be able to provide a solution that could help alleviate the effects of mental disorders and depression among students and staff of the university. And this was leveraged making use of the GPT, which was integrated at the back end of the solution. Also, we have generative AI tools that can help us in the area of data analysis and insight. Examples of such solutions can include use of Power BI. Power BI has an AI functionality that allows us to be able to understand certain patterns and even optimize the performance of our inventory control mechanisms. Other areas where we can also improve business process automation is in the area of document generation and summarization. So using generative AI, we can draft proposals, we can draft contracts, we can summarize documents, we can generate policy documents, and what have you. In the area of accessing a document, there's a particular solution that is called Chat PDF. Now, in the case of the Chat PDF, it's a document that can allow any user to be able to import any given document, and after importing that particular document, you can ask questions about that document. You can, if it's probably, for example, a research material, you can ask what actually is the objective of this paper, what is the purpose of this paper, are there any knowledge gaps in these papers, what exactly is this paper focusing on, What exactly is the solution that has been provided? What are the technologies that were adopted in this solution without having to read the paper yourself? Now, we are not saying that everybody becomes lazy by doing this, but the idea is to be able to reduce the time spent in doing the work. And if you now choose to want to read through the document just to reevaluate and verify that the information that the chat PDF is giving to you is correct, you have the freedom to do so. So example is in the case of real estate agencies that can automate the generation of lease agreements. Other areas also include the area of product prototyping. We can generate product designs. We can also simulate market feedback in real time for a proposed product. Get an idea of what customers can feel about the solutions that we are trying to develop. Then what are the practical benefits of this solution? They increases our efficiency, they reduces the cost by automating repetitive tasks, and they can also enhance decision making with AI-driven tasks. Now, before I continue with the second part of my presentation that involves the discussion on the responsible use of AI, I would like to share my browser so that we can be able to see some aspects. So, I'm sorry. Pardon me. Trying to take this out of the way. Can you all still see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can.
All right. Thank you
Yes, we
very
can
much. So, all right. So first off, let's look at ChatGPT. So how do we have access to ChatGPT? ChatGPT can be accessed by visiting the URL chatgpt.com. So once you access the URL chatgpt.com, you'll be required to sign in. Once you sign in, you come into the environment and you can now ask various questions. And before you know what is going on, ChatGPT provides the responses to what you need. So let me give an example of a prompt. So I can say, so provide a, okay, because I'm a lecturer, let me just provide an outline for a lecture for students taking a course in data mining on the topic data processing. So if I do this, I will get this outline. As we can see, it tells me the objective, the key points, the overview of data preprocessing steps, and the various data preprocessing texts, the breakdown of each and every information that I have here. Now, it doesn't stop here. I could decide that after it has done all this, what if I want to generate sample program codes? Because most of our data mining or data science lectures would have practical sections using Python programming language. I could now say, provide sample codes so that you can see how compelling this tool is. Like I said, it's conversational AI. Provide sample Python codes demonstrating the identified data pre-processing techniques. Now, if I do that, then the next thing you see is the AI showing me each of the data pre-processing techniques, and it is developing Python code. These codes can be easily copied and pasted in an environment for me to be able to test. Like I said earlier on, generative AI can not only be used to generate text, they can also be used to generate codes to do. So these are for the developers or the trainers or students who intend to brush up their skills in a particular area, especially for those who are in computer science or programming related fields. So Another demonstration that I have here, there are also other solutions like ChatGPT. ChatGPT is created by OpenAI, but we also have other solutions by other providers. We have Gemini by Google. We have Copilot that is also being provided by Microsoft. But before you can use the Copilot, you actually have to be opening your Microsoft Edge browser. So using your Microsoft Edge browser, you see the Copilot icon on the right-hand side. Once you click on it, it opens the environment and you can interact with the environment. Here is another solution, which is called the Chat PDF. This is Chat PDF. So Chat PDF can also be accessed by visiting chatpdf.com. Once you visit chatpdf.com, it shows you this environment and it basically asks you what you want to do. So in this particular environment, all you have to do is start a new chat. Once you click on the icon that you want to start a new chat, it will ask you where is the document that you want to handle. So let me look for a quick document that let me just quickly look for a document. So here I have a scientific paper. It could be any document. It could be any document, whatever document that you have. Now it is scanning through the document, and on the left-hand side, I believe we cannot see my screen. We can see the documents being imported here. And on the right-hand side, we can see some information displaying here. Hello and welcome. We're excited to share insights from this particular journal where researchers explore the intersection of AI and cybersecurity. Here are 3 example questions you can ask about the file. What are some specific AI techniques mentioned in the review for combating cyber crimes? Okay, let me just ask a question. What is the focus of this paper? Now, there's a limited number of questions that you can ask in most of these softwares because you're actually having access to them free. And what happens is that all these freebies, they are renewed on a daily basis. So already it is telling me that the focus of the paper is on the application of AI techniques in combating cyber crimes. It aims to present the advances made in this field, demonstrates how these techniques can effectively aid in the detection and prevention of cyber attacks, and outline the scope of future research. So let's say, for example, I am curious. Identify the knowledge gaps in the paper. What are the knowledge gaps in the paper? So the AI quickly goes through the documents and is identifying certain knowledge gaps in this particular paper, the area of trustworthy intelligent agent systems and the like. Now, recently, the Nigerian University Commission, the NUC, they organized a training for vice chancellors and academic stakeholders. The training is still ongoing, and part of the one of the cohorts, one of the training module involved the use of generative AI in academics and research. And in the course of that training, a lot of tools were demonstrated and shown. And part of those tools that were demonstrated to such people was in the use of Chat PDF and Chat GPT. Now, one thing we need to understand is that though I am looking at this practicability from research articles, it could be any material that is related to any business. It could be any material. It doesn't have to be academic. Just import the material into the document and ask the system the various questions that you want to ask it. Now, I cannot go through this video, but this is a video of the solution that my students created for the area of mental health. And this is the front end of the solution. This was just a recording of a demonstration of the video where we see how the application works. You create your profile, you engage with the AI, and you can also track your progress. There's an environment for entering your profile here where you create your account. You are being welcomed into the environment. This is where you can interact with the AI. Now here we have the person is communicating. The name of the software is Ava, having virtual assistant. So here the person is saying, hello, Ava. Hi there. It's so nice to hear from you. What's on your mind today? The user now says, I'm feeling down and I don't know what to do. And it's responding, I'm so sorry to hear that you're feeling down. It's completely okay to feel that way sometimes. It's brave of you to reach out and talk about it. Is there anything specific that's been weighing on your mind? Or is it the general feeling of sadness? And then the conversation can go on, and before you know it, the whatsoever state that that particular person is in can be relieved using the assistant. There are also systems in place, UIs in place that are used in tracking the user's mood on a daily basis, and the system can be able to give recommendations, and if possible, the system can also recommend an expert, mental health expert to the person. And also, we can also give recommendations on possible locations of where they can reach out to experts, cutting across various areas: family therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, child therapy, or marriage counseling. Now, what this software basically is using is the GPT API. So all we just did was just plugged in the GPT API from the back end and then implemented a front end UI. And this is not just for computer science students. Anybody can adopt this solution, even in your website or in your web applications or your mobile applications. You can include the GPT solution to be able to do all sorts. Now, another software that can also help people in the area of copywriting and marketing is the document in the software called the Write Sonic. Now, the Write Sonic can also be accessed by going to app.writesonic.com. I will endeavor to provide the names of these softwares I have mentioned and the URL for accessing all these softwares in my presentation slides. So once the presentation slides have been made available to you, you will also get the opportunity to be able to explore this software. So naturally, when you come into the environment of this software, it gives you 25 credits to be able to do all that which you want to do. So you have an article writer, you have a brand voice system, you have an SEO checker, which is an AI that can check your content and verify that the content which you are providing has the capacity to be able to reach out to your intended audience, irrespective of who they are, thereby improving the readability of your content. It also has functionality for keyword research, so that whatsoever solution that you are providing, you will be able to provide the exact keyword for that particular content that you have provided, and allows you to be able to do the things that you need to do. Please, I would like you to stop making annotations on my slide. Please, will you please stop doing that? All right, so moving on, I have another solution here, which is Imagine Art. Now, here is a demonstration of Imagine Art. Because of the time it would take for it to run all these algorithms, I had already done all this beforehand so that we can see them at a go. Now, Imagine Art can be accessed at imagine.art. Now, here I have generated a number of items. Here I created a prompt and I asked it, show me an astronaut eating McDonald's burger and French fries on Saturn. And here I can see various pictures of an astronaut eating French fries on Saturn, which we know is humanly impossible. Then for product branding. So here I said, create a product design for a new soda drink called Arise for Sportsmen. And here we can see just various designs that are created for the bottle, for the bottling, for the drink that is called Arise. And you can do all sorts. Here is a design for a poster, design of a poster that is titled adopting generative AI for entrepreneurship development. So what this particular tool is just doing is receiving text from a user and then using that text to derive an image. So this is where you go to when you enter the system. I used another account, and as you can see here, I have 50 credits available here. So if I click on the image studio, clicking on the image studio, it takes me into the environment where I can now create my prompt and ask for anything. And once I do that, the image is generated. I'm trying to quickly do a demonstration, but my network seems to be very slow. Okay, I'd like to ask, can anybody just suggest a prompt that I can provide? Quickly, just suggest a prompt. Hello? Hello, can we hear me?
Hello,
Yes,
we
we
can
can.
hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I said, can someone just provide me a prompt, any statement, any kind of image you want me to generate? Let's quickly do that.
Generates the image of
Anything.
a dog in the garden running.
Image of a dog in a garden running. Okay, good. Yeah, so I click on generate. I have 50 credits here. Let's see how many credits it's going to consume. So it's going to show different images. So here we have, now you can see that the very first one on the left-hand side has a glitch. That's the thing about AI. You can see the glitch in the first image. But here we have, you understand, other images being generated. And it used 20 of my credit points to generate all these images. And here we can see the image of a dog running. You can use it to generate any kind of image that you want. Here is a video generator. A lot of you might have seen some videos on TikTok, and you see in-video AI generated. So one of such videos is the in-video AI. Unfortunately, it takes a very long time for you to generate videos on in-video AI. All you basically have to do is just tell it, provide the prompt, and then tell it what it needs to do. However, it will require some images. So most times it will ask you if you have images that you want to provide it to use so that it can use the images and embed them into the videos while the video is being created. So for simplicity, I just told the system to create a 2-minute video of the Little Red Riding Hood. And this was what was generated after doing that.
Ghostwritten by the above artist. Mimic their style closely. Speak in the first person. The point of a video is to form a deep connection with the audience. Avoid mentioning the name of the ghostwriter. Hey kids, today I'm going to tell you a magical story about Little Red Riding Hood. Are you ready? Let's go. Once upon a time there was a sweet little girl who always wore a bright red hood. Everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mum said, "Take this basket of goodies to Grandma, but remember, stay on the path." So off she went, skipping through the forest, humming a happy tune. But oh no, who should she meet but the big...
So the video continues, but you will notice that a lot of content in this video are not consistent with what is being said. And that is basically because I'm using a free version of the software and I did not load in images because doing that would not allow me to complete the generation of the video because it will require a number of points from the free points that are being given. However, you need to understand that this video was not created by any videographer. I have no experience in video editing. All I just needed to do was just type in, create a video content for the story, Little Red Riding Hood. And that was what generated the solution that you saw. Another example is Synthesia. I gave you a demonstration at the earlier part of my presentation, and that was generated using Synthesia. Synthesia is not free. However, once Synthesia is done creating your solution, it sends the video to your email,
Mr.
and
Jeremiah.
you can easily access your video from them.
Mr. Jeremiah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know if you can just wrap up in like 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. Our time is way like fast spent. It's been very impactful, but you know, there's still going to be something that will be able to capture all of this. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right, I was just trying to touch as much areas as I can. I still have some areas regarding the responsible use of AI that I need to talk about. So let me just quickly go through that. So basically, AI use has to be controlled. And there are major reasons why AI use has to be controlled because people abuse the use of AI. Take, for example, students being given assignments to perform and they use generative AI for those solutions. So a lot of educational institutions have started working on policies that control how we use AI. However, my focus is on how entrepreneurs can promote responsible AI usage. So what are the relevance of these particular concepts to the entrepreneurs? It is important that you prioritize responsible AI practices. Why? In order to build trust, ensure compliance, and sustain long-term innovation. And ethical AI use ensures fairness, it builds brand trust, and reduces the risk of reputational damage and also the likelihood of legal penalties. Also, it protects businesses from financial loss that can come from litigations or from customer distrust. So the various ethical concerns that we have is AI bias. AI models trained on biased data can reinforce stereotypes, leading to unfair outcomes. Now, some years ago, Google's photos made some errors which involved classifying Black Americans as gorillas. And this was basically done because of the kind of data that was sent to the model. So the model that was generated was based on purely Caucasian faces. So by the time black faces were rendered to the machine began to start seeing black faces as being gorillas, which really raised a lot of ethical concerns. And this can be solved by performing regular audits of the AI algorithm that is being used to develop the system. Other areas are the area of privacy issues. Sometimes generative AI models can have access to sensitive data. You could be having access to personal information that you are not expected to do. Like, for example, exposing personal customer data, for example. So one way of doing that is the area of anonymizing data sets that you are using to train your models. Remember that we have data protection regulations. Recently, NISTA also presented the NDPR, the National Data Protection Regulation for protecting data use in Nigeria. And also, very, very important is transparency. People must understand how this AI system generates these decisions or the content that they provide. So it is important to abstain from the use of black box models. So create explainable AI systems, create AI systems that people can be able to justify their workings and they are not based on assumptions. Potential risks involve the use of deepfakes and misinformation, data breaches, unauthorized content generation. And how can we solve this? Make sure you implement security protocols. For the area of protecting sensitive data, apply encryption. In the area of monitoring and compliance, make sure that you monitor the AI output. And in the area of collaboration, work with cybersecurity experts or researchers. A number of challenges include cost and resource constraints, skill gaps. Skill gaps can be solved by offering training to your staff or outsourcing some solutions to AI specialists. Regular uncertainty. This can be solved by updating your regulations or engaging with policymakers in order to be able to shape fair and practical AI regulations. Also, resistance to change can also create a problem. Foster a culture of innovation by making sure that employers understand the benefits of AI. They are not there to replace humans nor their roles. So what are my key takeaways? Generative AI's impact on entrepreneurship include encouraging creativity, reducing costs, democratizing access to advanced technologies for small businesses and startups. Personal concerns such as bias and privacy require proactive measures like audits. Security risks like deepfakes demand robust protocols, and entrepreneurs must overcome barriers like cost, skill gaps, and regulatory uncertainty to fully realize AI potentials. So what are my call to action? Entrepreneurs should explore generative AI tools and start integrating them into their workflows by building AI systems that are ethical, secure, and transparent. and they must also collaborate with stakeholders. Students should also explore all these tools, learn more about coding, and be innovative. And lecturers should also teach ethical and technical AI practice, while the government also should develop AI-friendly yet regulated policies. Thank you for listening. I appreciate your attention.
Thank you
And my
so
sincere
much
apologies for
for
taking more time than expected. Thank you very much.
it's actually fine. I'm sure we can all agree
Very.
that that was really impactful and very, very beautiful, I must say. Thank you, Mr. Jeremiah Balogun. We really appreciate that. Of course, time did some level of ojoro. We were not able to get into all of that. But the good news is that the Ibadan Digital Academy will be organizing a two-day workshop this December, but you get the details about it later. But it's going to be a two-day workshop this December. You get the details very, very soon. But in the meantime, please help with giving us feedbacks about this webinar. A link is already provided. Please access it and then give your feedback and what you think about the webinar, because it's going to be an ongoing thing. And it's important that we actually know what you think about the webinar as a whole. And I trust that we trust that you've learned a lot today. Thank you so much for being a part of this webinar today. Moving on our list is the question and answer, which we'll only dedicate about 5 to 10 minutes to. So please quickly drop your questions, preferably just texts. We can only take maybe 1 or 2 raising of hands and to speak, but please just drop all the text, then the response will be given to us in no time. And then we're going to close shortly. Sorry for taking our time. We sincerely apologize for that. So please begin one person with a showcase of hands, then others please kindly text so that you can get a response. Then another thing is that all of the slides will be provided. So do not worry in case you think you've missed out on anything, or in case you feel like, okay, some areas were rushed up. It's just to accommodate the time we have. So please drop your messages. And we have some messages from the previous speakers. All right, just a moment. Okay, so thank you, Prof, for the insightful presentation. I would want the professor to advise us on how to effectively manage our digital footprints while leveraging on the various digital spaces and resources we are constantly exploring. That's one question, and that's for Prof. And then let me try to see if we have another question. Okay, we have a new message. Let me check on that. Okay, kudos to IDEA. The webinar was well packed. All the facilitators were excellent all through. Thank you so much, but we would appreciate if you could also go on that form and give your feedback there so that we can have a document to put together. Do we have someone who have a question based on what was talked about just now? Please signify with a raise of hands. And yes. Okay, someone asked, can we use AI to review articles for publication? If yes, how? Okay.
Okay, in response to that question, I think that has been answered in my presentation. Like I said, there is an AI tool that is called Chat PDF that I mentioned earlier on. Using your Chat PDF software, you can import whatever article that you want to review. Once you import the article into the environment, then perform your review. Ask whatever question. I use Chat PDF tool to perform reviews because I also review documents for certain journals, and it has actually improved my productivity excellently. So it is possible.
That's good. Nice.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for that. Kudos to ID. Okay, we already have this feedback form already filled. Thank you. So please fill the feedback forms. Is there no other question? In absence, okay, please, how can we access the materials? Don't worry, we're going to get the materials. Just stay tuned to the channel. So this webinar, you're going to access the webinar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the next thing, in absence of any other question, is for us to have a closing, and that would be from the Chief Operations Officer, Ibadan Digital Academy. Yes.
Good afternoon, sirs. Good afternoon, Mas. Good afternoon, everyone. And it's been an awesome time with you together. It's been a great avenue to learn and to relearn. And I strongly believe we all learned one or two things, and we've seen the need to upskill ourselves. And that is why Ibadan Digital Academy is established to be the bridge between the old order and the new one. So practically everything being displayed today are what we offer as a course, either for organization or for individuals. Okay, as we round up, let me acknowledge the presence of Professor Charles Omekwe. We salute you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Adeni Oluranti, our prof, Oyedunni Arulogun, such a fantastic presentation, ma. I learned a lot. And to our facilitator also, Dr. I think, is she gone? Okay, Dr. Anifat, we appreciate you. Then, Mr. Jeremiah, I would like to call you Dr. Jeremiah as well. Okay, if you don't mind. You've really done fantastically well for us, and I know time constraint is the major issue. We'll have gone on and on and on. Thank you so much for everybody staying tuned. Thank you. God bless you. And our next edition will be in January. We'll be communicating, but the material for this event is going to be shared with us. We have our contacts, so we'll reach out with the material and everything. Thank you. And we say God bless to everyone. Okay. I think I have a comment here. Is it a question? All right. So the host will take over and then she will attend to the comments.
Okay, thank you so much once again for being a part of this. We still have a message. Okay, Prof responded, Professor Oyedunni Arulogun responded, and she says, to manage digital footprints, understand your digital footprints, audit and manage existing footprints, practice responsible content sharing. Yes, that's the response to the person asking about digital footprints. Then Doctor, very good, thank you. Please reshare the link to the feedback form. Okay, we'll do that shortly. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks to everyone for being a part of this. Remember that there's going to be a workshop this December that you can tell that you have to be a part of this one coming up December. But this webinar is in series, and the next one is going to be coming up in January. So you also want to stay tuned for that. Thank you once again. Thanks to all our speakers. Thanks to all our speakers once again. All right, apologies for that. So another important information is that we want to have a community. It's one of the reasons why we are dropping the feedback form and for you to drop your details so that, you know, as things like this come up, the webinar, the workshop, anything that could be advantageous to us, it's going to be shared there. So you want to, if you actually loved what you enjoyed today, if you enjoyed every part of, you know, the webinar today, you want to make sure to join to click on the link, and then so that we'll be able to pass message to us effectively. Thank you once again for being a part of this. My name is Fumilayo Adetitu, and it's been an honor hosting amazing people and this interesting, great, and impactful webinar. Personally, I've learned a lot. I'm not just here to moderate the event, but I'm also a young person who has been able to, you know, added more to our skill set and our knowledge gap. Thank you so much once again. Signing off. Stay tuned and, you know, keep it locked to Ibadan Digital Academy.